the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
You're watching DC News Now at 9.
Coming up, record heat and a new alert in the forecast center. Let's get over to Janessa Webb.
Yeah, temperatures back into the 90s. We have air quality concerns because there's not a breeze that's going to be picking up things tomorrow. I'll have your extended forecast coming up.
Also coming up tonight, alarming allegations against a Montgomery County security guard accused of showing explicit images to a boy he was supervising on school grounds. We're now learning about his criminal past, and tonight we dig into how he was able to get hired with his record.
Plus, cars stolen left and right around the DMV. We're live in Prince George's County as local leaders now try to get ahead of the thefts.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Tasmin Mahfouz.
And I'm Annalisa Gale filling in for Chris Flanagan. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. Now,
yeah, and Janessa, we're about to see some record heat and also an air quality alert that was issued for parts of the DMV.
Yeah, so the state of Virginia, along with Maryland, the district, about 15 to 20 minutes ago, issued an air quality alert for tomorrow. And if you don't have to be outside for a prolonged period of time, that's what they're asking the elderly. If you have allergies or just sensitive to kind of that loose debris, pollen in the air, please, tomorrow, due to a breeze that's not going to be picking up. It's a very stagnant air across the district. This alert, it's not in place yet. It will start to be in place for the district. I have kind of circled Montgomery County, Prince George, all the way up to Baltimore. Really, this hot, humid air will be in place. So I think all of the DMV should be under that air quality concern. But really, the DMV, the district, is really the main concern. Well, to the west, we still have fire danger. That is going to be an issue for the next couple of days. We're not tracking in any rain until Saturday. So the larger scope of things, really record-breaking warmth. We're back into the 90s for DCA into the Dulles area. I think we'll break records going into about 3, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And then we'll watch this approaching cold front. So you have clear skies up and down New York City, Philadelphia to the Raleigh-Durham area. And right now it's a very quiet evening across the district, sitting under clear skies. Highs today, 86 for the suburbs of D.C., 88 for Manassas, 90 degrees for Culpeper into Fauquier County. We're going to jump up about 20 degrees above average for this time of year going into your Friday. So those air quality alerts, they'll go into place starting just after dawn tomorrow around 6 to about that 7 o'clock hour and extend until that midnight hour. Now, that air quality situation is going to expire because we have rain that's back in the forecast, and that's going to be super helpful to the wildfire danger. We'll track in the rain coming up.
So thank you. And all new as we come on the air tonight, we're breaking details of a middle school security guard in Montgomery County who's been arrested.
That's right. He's been accused of showing a 13-year-old pornography in school. And tonight we've learned that guard has a criminal past. Now, this latest incident happened at Earl B. Wood Middle School in Aspen Hill. That's where DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg has been talking with parents. Now, Daniel, how are parents reacting tonight?
Well, Annalisa, parents are reacting in the way you'd think they are. They are concerned about the safety of their kids. I just got off the phone recently with the PTA president here at the middle school who said she planned to talk to her daughter immediately about what happened when she learned of this. Now, this all comes after we found court records indicating that this school security guard had served time as a juvenile in Maryland for an armed robbery, and just as recent as 4 years ago pleaded guilty to solicitation in D.C. All that years before what police say happened here at the middle school. 36-year-old Varvy Daughtry is being charged with 1 count of sexual abuse of a minor and 1 count of displaying obscene items to a minor. According to an affidavit, detectives received a report that a 13-year-old boy was in a classroom at Earl B. Wood Middle School under the temporary care and custody of Daughtry on November 30th of last year. Police say the boy was in school intervention, or ISI, after getting in a fight with another student the day before. The boy told detectives Daughtry was assigned as his supervisor and was the only person in the room at the time. According to the affidavit, the boy asked Daughtry about his job and asked him if he had any other jobs. And Daughtry told him that he worked as a security guard at a nightclub in D.C. That's when police say Daughtry showed the boy pictures on his phone of naked women. The boy said Daughtry showed him several videos, too, recalling one particular video of what he believed was two people having sex. Investigators say Daughtry showed the boy more images of women that he dated and said to the boy that, quote, he hit that. After Daughtry left the classroom, the boy stated that he felt uncomfortable with the images that he had seen and knew that the images were inappropriate.
I'm not sure how things like this keep flying under the radar with MCPS. You know, it's scary as a parent, you know, because I do have, you know, a freshman in high school. But at this point, nothing surprises me.
Last month, detectives reviewed images from Daughtry's cell phone and found images matching what the 13-year-old described.
I hope parents step up and try to maybe push something with, you know, the Department of Education to try to make sure our kids are safe, you know, because, I mean, it is scary.
Now, Daughtry did appear in a district court yesterday where a judge ordered him held without bond. We did reach out to Montgomery County Public Schools, and they said in a statement that while this is a personnel matter, this does not reflect their values. We're live in Aspen Hill, Maryland. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
And starting this fall, middle and high schoolers in Virginia's second largest school district could have to go through security screenings. Now, the Prince William County School Board will decide on the technology at a meeting next month. And if approved, all secondary schools will have the technology by September. The county school superintendent recommended screenings after feedback from the police department, Safe Schools Advisory Council, and the public.
And breaking tonight, President Biden could officially launch his re-election bid as soon as next week. That's according to the Associated Press's sources. A final decision on timing is still unknown, but they say he's eyeing Tuesday, April 25th for the announcement. He's expected to deliver that message via video to his supporters. President Biden celebrated his 80th birthday in November. And right now, no injuries, no shots, just the sound of a backfiring vehicle. It's what Quantico's Marine Corps base says likely led to a brief closure today. The lockdown lasted for nearly 2 hours, and it has since been lifted. The base said it investigated reports of shots fired behind the commissary, but after talking to witnesses, they determined there were no gunshots and no injuries. Now, the base got an all clear around 2:30 this afternoon.
And developing now an effort to help crack down on car thefts in our area. That as Prince George's County Police deal with 3 times as many thefts as just a year ago. Our Yamarie Sase is live at the scene, the most recent thefts in the area. This one, a carjacking in College Park. And Yamarie, you have some new information. What can you tell us?
Yeah, that's right. Auto thefts and carjackings are a big problem here in Prince George's County. And just within the past week, police have seen more than 150 cases involving stolen vehicles. Now, right here on Tuesday, here on Baltimore Avenue in College Park, was the most recent crime involving a carjacking at gunpoint. And that vehicle was actually found in Suitland, nearly 15 miles away. Now, that suspect is in custody, but many people around here tell me that more needs to be done.
Overall, in every county, the crime has gone up, and we've seen that a dramatic increase.
Residents are noticing a trend. Crime is becoming a big problem in Prince George's County, especially when it comes to auto thefts. According to police data, so far this year, there have been 2,581 stolen vehicle cases. Last year around this time, it was 851. That's nearly a 33% increase. Many of these cases involve Hondas and Kias. Shiny Padar says safety is her concern. She's hoping the county could address the police shortage.
So if there was like a $10,000 or $15,000 bonus plan, an incentive plan, that would be amazing to get cops, you know, just recruit cops in, or whatever it is that we can do to make PG County better.
On Thursday, the Maryland and Washington, D.C. Attorney General, along with several others, wrote a letter calling on the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to recall Hyundais and Kias manufactured between 2011 and 2022. Now, this comes after hundreds of cases where people use USB drives to steal vehicles. Carjackings are also a problem. So far this year, there have been 127, and a lot of these cases involve teens. Some residents say the county needs to provide more resources.
I think a lot of these carjackings are being done by, 20-year-olds, 19. So if you had more resources for them, that would help as well.
And I think that we need to get back into that. That would allow our kids to get back into that and focus on that and not be out here.
Yet, now so far, public available records show that Prince George's County Police have arrested 32 teenagers and 23 adults when it comes to carjackings. And they're encouraging everyone to purchase wheel locks and also lock your car doors and remain vigilant. For now, reporting in College Park, Maryland, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.
Thanks, Yamari. Right now, Virginia is making changes to some of its history books. The Virginia Board of Education today approving Governor Glenn Youngkin's new guidance on what should be taught in K-12 history and social study classes as well. The vote follows months of debate and heavy criticism. Critics say the new standards are politicized and downplay the role of various marginalized groups in history. Youngkin saying tonight in a CNN town hall a few months back, he wants Virginia students to learn about all of its history. Now, the good and the bad there, he said. Under the state law, the standards are reviewed every 7 years.
And all new tonight, your next Uber Eats order could come from a robot. Yeah, that's if you live in Fairfax, Virginia. So take a look. Our mom, Eugenia, Pupatella, and Rasa are among a handful of restaurants in the Mosaic District using the self-driving robots to deliver food. So, hey, don't be alarmed if you see these guys roaming the streets. Now, we asked about security, and we're told that you need a special code to get your meal out of that robot. The program is a partnership with Uber Eats and AI robotics company, Cartaken. And so a similar program, a delivery program, is used at George Mason University. In fact, GMU's campus just celebrated 4 years of robot deliveries back in January. You know what? I'm all for it. Whatever. It's just, as long as my food is safe, it's fine.
Yes, I'm seeing it a lot more often. I just saw one in Philly at a sushi bar where it was bringing around the sushi. That was cool.
And I've seen the drones too. Just drop it down to my house.
I love it. Well, happening now, major changes coming for anyone driving on the George Washington Memorial Parkway. This is a live picture now showing where crews are installing lane divisors right now ahead of a long-term work that will create a new traffic pattern on the road. Tonight's work will last through tomorrow morning's commute. The changes run between the Beltway and Route 123, a complex mix of lane closures there. Two-way traffic and redirections will start this Saturday and last through 2025.